Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. As always, lovely to spend time with you. I hope you had a lovely weekend and I hope you enjoyed all the extra videos and tutorials that we had at the extravaganza. It was such a fabulous time and I'm so glad that you all can join in wherever you live. So today I'm popping in with a card. Well, it could be a scrapbook, it could be a memory journal. It's just one of those fun designs that you could, and again, you could take part of this if you wanted. You could just have the inner part and maybe put it on a 6x6 card. You could use a larger design, put it in your lovely cardy journal. Again, the inspiration's here for you to take it as much as you want. And what I love about this is flat. So this is all flat, no matting and layering here. There is obviously with the blue at the back here, but this piece that we're going to create is lovely and flat. And I love making that sort of 3D effect. So make yourself comfortable, come on in and we'll have a play. Now I'm going to put that over here so it'll give me an idea of what I've done because I'm afraid I do forget. And I'm going to start with a piece of this is multifarious card and it's 7 inches square. And I'm going to use, and I know I've been using these a lot recently, I'm sorry, it's just they fit into my crafting style perfectly. And this is Sticker Stencil set 5. The hardest bit for me is actually saying it. And again, we've got the 4 designs and we're going for the square design today. And I'm going to use the outer part to start off with. And I'm just going to place it sort of roughly by eye in the middle. And I find it best to almost hover and then just let it go flat. That'll do for me. And I'm going to add some colour. Now, because I'm going for a bit of a sort of blue and pink theme, I'm going to come in with my elements and I've got blue, atoll and confetti. So that's my blue and pink. I'm actually going to introduce a little bit of midnight blue for a little bit of shade, bit of shadowing. So I'm going to start with the blue atoll and I've got my 2 stencil brushes for my blue and my pink and these are the larger ones, the size 9. Now, I've used my blue atoll so much recently, it's getting a bit dry. So there's not much when I put it on the lid, so I may come straight into my work. I tend to gauge as we go in, but I'm going to start in the corners because that's where I want the deeper colour. And once I've got some colour, look, blended off my brush, I'm then going to work my way up this side. And then back into the ink, again into the corner, and then work my way. And I'm sort of using circular motions. If you've got a new ink pad, do be mindful, yours will be juicier than mine. So just take it a bit more gingerly. Maybe just do a little bit of sort of flicking first till you see how much ink you've got on your brush. And that's the thing, you know, we all know our ink pads. So what one person does, a lot of the time we come on here just to give you ideas, but you know, sometimes if you've got a juicier ink pad, you almost have to use your own instinct. And if yours is very juicy, I would definitely dab it off in the lid more. If it's a pale one, obviously if it's a colour you've used a lot like me, you can even get away with coming straight in. But it's a bit like I say, when you're cooking, you know your own oven. I always think with your craft tools, you know your own. I always find it difficult if at a workshop I need to borrow somebody's to demonstrate with it because somehow even my brushes, I just know my own. I don't know if that's just me. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we all feel the same. Right, now I'm going to stop with the blue for the minute and come in with the pink. Now again, I know my pink is very juicy, look. So, oh look at that, you see so much comes off in the lid. So again, I'm actually going to dab mine in the corners because I know on the actual sticker stencil, and then just very gingerly blend in those corners. And then, so my pink is going to be more vibrant. It's very good, look, to show you. Look at how much pink's coming on there. So I may have to just darken my blue. So, in fact, I'm going to put the lid on the ink because I don't think I'm going to need any more from that. I'm sure I've got plenty on here. And I don't want to put my elbow in it. So I'm just going to blend. And again, I'm just going to come in here, a nice blend. And as I get less ink on my brush, look, I can just work it and blend it. I'll come a little bit further down into that blue. And then when I'm happy with that, just to deepen my blue, I'm going to come in with some more blue. And I want mine a bit deeper, so I'm coming straight from my ink pad. And just come into that pink to almost give me sort of purpley tones. That's better. And then just for a little bit of shadowing, I'm going to come in with my midnight blue, and I've got my small, my lovely number 3 brush, and I can probably get enough ink off the lid, look. And just in the middle here, because I know I'm going to stamp my tree and I want a bit of shade. And then just on this edge here, just to start with the idea that I've got shadowing. And these little brushes are fabulous for this. And it's such a simple thing to do this, but it's such a lovely finishing trick. Just darken that up a bit more, right? Lids on, and we'll put those out of the way. So I'm going to come in now and do some stamping. So I'm just getting my copy paper. Just for me, it works well. And I'm going to come in with our lovely little, well, I say little, it's the smaller of the 2 Christmas trees, and it's called Christmas Joy. Now, my VersaFine Clairs of choice today, I'm going to do some stamping in the Twilight, which is sort of a darker blue. And then I'm going to come in with my main colours, and I'm teaming them up. So the pink, I've got Charming Pink, and the VersaFine Clair, I've got Warm Breeze. Again, I sort of like to put them together, so I quite often use the blue Atoll with the Warm Breeze. It's nice knowing that you can team the colours up. But the tree, I'm going to stamp in the Twilight. And it's quite a dark blue. It's almost a bluey black. But I didn't want to use black on this particular project. I mean, sometimes I like to just do monochromatic. And in fact, saying that, I actually think, so again, as I'm talking, I'm giving myself, I'm thinking this probably would look nice as a can't say it now, monochromatic. And that's often what happens, you know. Give myself ideas while I'm catching up with you. And I'm thinking, oh, I might have to do that next. So I'm going to stamp the tree. And it just fits perfectly. It was as though Tracy had a plan. And there's a lot of detail in this tree. So again, I'm just pressing down. I want all that detail. It's such a beautiful stamp. So if I lift that up, look at that. It's just stunning. All that beautiful detail. And then I've got a couple of words I want to stamp. And I'm going for peace and joy. And these are off the seasonal words set. And again, for me, these are just what I've been missing. I think Tracy got in my head. These, I'm just going to be using them so much, and I love the font. So I'm going for peace up here, and I'm just going to give that a wipe with Mr. Inky Binky and put that back on and swap it for joy. There's Noel and there's Christmas as well. Actually, I might swap it. I might put Noel just so they're not totally identical. You know me, I like to just swap it up a little if I can. So I'm just going opposite corners. So we'll give that a wipe, pop that back. And I'm going to put the lid on that. Now you could, if you wanted, leave the card at this point. As you know, I like to give you designs that you could actually leave at this point if you wanted. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some stamping here around the background. Now, I'm not going to go over, but if I wanted, look, to protect the middle area, I can just get the inner bit and pop it on. Now, we've got our lovely snowflake stamps, and we've got a large set and a small set. So I'm going to come in first with one off the small set. And I'm going to come in with my Warm Breeze. And I'm just randomly going to stamp. Now, I've got to be honest, for me, I find it difficult stamping random. I've got to be honest, today I seem to be finding it difficult to speak. Don't know about you, but sometimes I have days like this. But also, I've got to be honest, when I'm crafting, I get so excited, especially like this, when it's a design that I love. And I just want to share it with you. And I just can't get my words out fast enough. So I'm randomly moving around. Oh, look at that. Now, if that happens, let's see if we can line it up. I was that busy, like I say, so enthusiastic. I didn't quite stamp it all. Right, let's see if we can. There we go. We'll put some Posca splats over that and nobody will ever know. I mean, so many of you have been in touch and said these things happen. It might be you misstamp and you end up putting things in the bin. And I've got to say, try not to if possible. There's usually ways round things. So like that, it's slightly smudged. And you know what? I'll just put some extra Posca snow on it. There's no way I would start this again. So I'm going to change now and we'll come in with the pink. And I've changed my snowflake as well. So there are 3 different ones. So again, we'll do a little bit more random stamping. Now, there are lots of different colour tones that I think, oh, what am I like? I told you I was having one of those days. Right, concentrate, girls. Stop talking. There we go. But there are lots of colour tones that I think would look beautiful with this design. And so do like I'm not doing. And when you're stamping this frame, concentrate. And don't be in a rush to finish it, which is what I'm probably doing. I find that when I've got to sort of go all the way around something. That's lovely. Now, depending on how much detail you want, depends on how many of the large snowflakes you stamp. But I've also got a little pack of snowflakes that I've had in my stash for a while. And this is lovely. There's 2 single ones and a set of 3. Can you see them? And I've had these in my stash for ages. And I'm thinking these little ones will just fill in the gaps beautifully. So I'll have a couple of pink ones. So I'm just randomly now just going to go round and add a few in the spaces. I don't want to overdo it with my stamping. But it's keeping that design so that you're happy with it and you like it without it being sort of over the top. No pizzas, it's Christmas. We're not having pizza. So we'll come in with the other one and we'll come back to the Warm Breeze. And we'll just add a few of these. We need one up here, don't we? Now again, I've done all 1st generation. If you want it obviously a little bit paler, you can come in with your 2nd generation. And actually, what I'm thinking is, if I clean that off, what might look nice is if I just introduce a few with the twilight. Now, I didn't do this on my original one, but I think this might just bring in the twilight tones, look. And I need one up here, just in that corner. Sometimes the mere suggestion of one is enough. Right, I like that. I'm glad I introduced that. I think it's but often that's what happens. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but if I make a card twice, I just alter it slightly. So I'm just giving that a blot because our VersaFine Clay, slower drying ink, and I don't want to smudge it. Now what I am going to do is add some colour to my tree, but I do need to remember, look, to just lift off that middle bit, because that would be funny, wouldn't it, if I started colouring the baubles. Now that is going back on that carrier sheet, very important, keep it safe. And I'm going to lean on this. So I've got 3 of my Posca pens here. I've got my blue, my pink, which I thought go obviously, but I thought I might introduce a little bit of purple as well. I'm just going to give them a shake. Now, often you ask me about the nib size. So I've got my sparkly blue, and this is a 3M. So that means I just sort of have to colour a little bit. And again, I'm randomly going to just colour some of these little. But my pink, because I'd only got one pink and I liked it, this is a 5M, so it's got a bigger nib. But what it does mean is I can actually just dot. So depending what size pen you've got will depend on how you use it. So I'm just going to add a few of the purple ones now. And I think my purple's a 3M. So I've also got some 1Ms, and they're that bit smaller. But basically for me, you can do your splats with all of them, you can colour with all of them. Again, you just might have to do it a different way. So your splats might not be as big, but also if you've got a big nib and you want to do a fine line, just pop some of the acrylic paint on a block and then paint with it, and you can get a very fine line. Right, I think I've got... So while I was talking, what do you think? There's a couple in the middle there. I don't want to have too many in the middle. That's nice. And then a couple down there. Lovely. Oh, missed that one there. Just want a purple one there. Right. And then lastly, for my finishing trick, I'm going to bring in some of my Wink of Stella. And what I'm going to do is just actually brush it. So I'm avoiding where I've put the Posca, and I'm just going to brush it on the edges here, just to give almost a nice little bit of sparkle. Now you could use your glitters. It's really up to you, but I just want that little bit of sparkle, not too much. And it will just, as it dries, it'll give that lovely sheen on the edges. And then to add some snow, I'm going to bring in my white, and again, so this is a 1. Give it a good shake. And we'll just add some snow. And it'll show up beautifully on that pink. Look at that around the tree. And then around our lovely snowflakes. And I'm only gently hitting it. See, I'm having a good day. Tell you what, if you're having a bad day, it's so good, isn't it, to actually take it out on the pen. Well, obviously I don't, I'm not saying be violent, but just make you feel better when you tap. I'm going to say tap your Posca. Right, let's have some snow around the tree. Lovely. It's enough snow misses, no blizzards here. Now, I want to take off. So again, very carefully, and remember, in the corner, so I'm going to bend the card and just ease that. Now, to clean this look, I'm just going to pop it on my mat, spritz a little water, and then with a damp cloth give it a wipe. Now if I'm pretty quick, the VersaFine Clay comes off, look. Now you may get a little bit of staining, but don't worry about this, it doesn't affect your sticker stencil at all. So I'm just going to give that a dry, but I would recommend for me cleaning it on the mat before you put it on your sticker sheet. But that's just, again, me. Slide in that corner, look. And then this goes back on my sticker sheet. And just make sure this is nice and clean. And then if I bring this in, there's our finished piece, look. And can you see that little bit of shading we put there and just there, for me, just adds to make it look like it's nice and 3D. And as I say, that's all flat. So you can see lovely and flat. But like I say, you could batch card make these if you wanted. And I love that background. And it's nice just to have two colours for a change instead of one. What do you think? I'd love to see different colour combinations. So we'll see if we can get them both on. So there's the one when it's matted and laid up, look. And here's the one that we created today. So thank you as always for joining me. And I hope you get a little bit of inspiration. And if you've not got your new stamps yet, have a look in your stash. I'm sure you've got stamps that you could use this design with. Bet you have, you know. And you know what? It's good fun looking. So you take very good care of yourselves. And I'll see you again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.